Hey there folks, Reza-Kaze here with another Battlefield 3 gameplay on my own personal server. And I got a lot to talk about today, so I'm just going to jump right in it. I'm going to quickly dive into the map, the gameplay you're going to be watching. It is going to be cut up and split because otherwise this is a 45-minute video. 45 minutes! The game wasn't even over, and you'll see why at the end of the video when you get to it. I'll leave that part in, but otherwise, I'm going to slice up some of the non-important stuff, so I'm not going to really commentate on the gameplay, because if I do comment on any part of it, most likely the audio is not going to line up with the video anymore once I do some of the fancy smancy editing. So, the gameplay you're seeing is Scene Crossing Conquest on my own server, like I said. Server is available for another, I think when this goes up, another couple weeks. I wasn't going to redo the server, but I think I might actually do so. I think I might keep it running for another 30 more days. You know, put the new maps in that rotation, have that sort of rotation thing going on. Not exactly positive, but or just get a new one. I don't fucking know what I'm doing with it anyway. Anyways, let's go into what I want to talk about. This past week, today is the 7th, and this past week has of course been G4 TV. Or not G4, well, on G4 has been E3. Well, actually, let me not even get into that part yet. Let's me get into the other major thing I wanted to talk about was rage quitting. And one of my favorite commentators, Drifter. You may or may not know him. He does awesome in-depths. I'll set up a link in the description to his channel. He does awesome in-depths for Call of Duty. He's starting to get back into the swing of things with Battlefield. He literally in-depth in just about everything and anything you can think of involving the game. Stats on weapons, the range, range, damage, ammo, reload time, raise and drop time, everything. I mean, he gets my gameplay improved so much watching his videos in both Call of Duty and Battlefield, of kind of like little tips and tricks of how to fly a jet. I watched his video on that and I got a little better doing that. You know, guns and loadouts for Call of Duty, especially since I was big on playing that. And then, you know, just everything, just absolutely everything. Just like I said, everything involving the game. And especially Call of Duty, not so much Battlefield because he didn't do a whole lot of videos yet, but he's getting back in the swing, and these major updates kind of screwed with everything that he'd done so far, but he's getting to it, and hell, he's doing an amazing job. But he talks about, as I can recall 2 videos where he talked about rage quitting and why he doesn't do it, and specifically why you guys shouldn't do it either. I think he did more than 2 videos, but I'm just going to say 2 videos anyway. And one was why he doesn't do it, and what are the only sort of acceptable times to rage quit. And that would be involving, say, if someone on the other team was blatantly cheating or hacking the game in some way, depending on what game you're playing. You know, either so they get unfair advantage, get under the map if it's like a Battlefield, Call of Duty game, you know, aimbot, all that sort of thing, or if the lag is so terrible that you cannot physically play, and somehow, you know, you're getting killed and all that other stuff. And I like completely agree with that. I tend to quit more than I rage quit. If I'm the quit, it's because, you know, either, you know, my friend Mark, me and him got split up for some reason he couldn't get into the game, but I got in, or vice versa, and I'll quit out of the game and join back up and then get back into one. But as far as rage quitting goes, where I'm just keep dying over and over again, or I'm not getting my kills, I don't quit either. It's really a dirty way of playing, and like he stated, that if you play the game to only win, then you might as well just play any other game. You know, play Mario, play Sonic, or something like that. Where you're always destined to win. With games like Call of Duty and Battlefield, you're not gonna win every match. No one has a 100% win record. For those that have a 100% win record, I can guarantee you that they only played 1 or 2 games, won, and never played again. Those are the only possible people that they can have the perfect win record. And I don't think that I have a perfect win record either. I know I don't. I sucked, especially at Battlefield. His second video that he did about rage quitting was when they did an update for Call of Duty, and they did 2v2 matches. Now, the only thing I can go on about these modes is what I've seen from his videos, because I don't play Call of Duty anymore. I used to, but like I said, I don't play it anymore. But him and his friend, or another commentator, or both, I'm not 100% positive at this time, J-Hub, was playing on this kind of like ship sort of thing, 2v2, and the other team was using thermal silenced L86 light machine guns, and they were just like wrecking Drifter and J-Hub and not giving them any chance. As soon as they got it, like the spawns, they were basically spawn camping them, and they were down by a lot of points. And what happened was, when they had like 3 or 4 kills left to win, Drifter and J-Hub just ended up, kicking it into high gear, catching up slowly and slowly and slowly, not getting killed, getting those kills, and getting them up. And I think it was, I forgot to mention, in the game before, when the game was over, they said, good game, you should leave now because you're not that, like, not really saying to them that you're trash and whatnot, that they shouldn't be playing at all, but basically putting them down, saying you're not any good, you should just leave. Not even like in a joking way either, just sort of saying that for whatever. And what is the deal is that when they started to lose, you can sort of tell, like, they lost their whole effect with the whole gaming sort of thing. And when they did lose, Drifter, I honestly don't know how he survived. There was 2 kills left. They needed 1. Drifter and his partner needed 2. And just like, he was blinded. Both of them were running at him. And he got the kills. He got the 2 kills. He got the wins. And it's like, it was such a great kill cam. He's like, oh God, watch this. And then they quit. The 2 that they were playing with quit. They rage quitted. And that was, stupid. You say good game to the opponents only if you win, but you can't take a loss, like a man, or like a competitive player. What is that teaching anyone, for that matter? You learn in your losses. You learn what not to do, learn what to do, every other sort of aspect of it. And the point that I'm finally getting to is that I had 2 games recently where rage quitting, I could have done it, and it would have been a bad idea to do so. Now, the reason why I'm telling you about this instead of showing a gameplay about it is because I failed miserably. I did not record either of these 2 games. I usually wait I usually play a game, get warmed up, and then I would start to record the gameplay. Sometimes if the lobby is seeming too one-sided, I won't record it either, just because I won't get that sort of amazing gameplay where that high-scoring game or that epic blowout win. I just don't get either one of those. Oh, so yeah, I cut it out on the scene crosses. The beginning part of the game was tank gameplay. The next part after I die is bitch ass USAS gameplay. I unlocked it. I wanted to give it a shot. Go go go. Blah blah blah. And then I realized halfway into the game I kept getting revived, so I couldn't change my crap around. But I had it wasn't even that game anyway. Never mind. Forget about it. Getting ahead of myself into future games. But so the first game was a conquest game, and I think this one was on someone else's server. What happened was it was a relatively close game about halfway through, and then they just sort of took all the points, literally raping our live bodies to dead bodies and just crushing us unmercifully. They worked as a team. They took the points. They held the points. They did all that stuff. We were down at least 300 points, easy. There's no doubting that whatsoever. Down at least 300 points. It was 360 to 80 something, give or take, of course. But we were losing horribly. And then I told my friend Mark, because no one was getting into our lobby, we jumped into someone else's lobby. And I was like, you know what, this team sucks. After this game, we're going to my server and see if we can get anyone to join into that one. Just fool around until people end up getting in. So it never actually happened. I think it was on Carg Island, actually. He made the comment because all of a sudden it switched around where we were getting 3 out of the 4 points we didn't own. So he was like, oh, what now? Since we're getting ready to lose, now you're going to start getting points, blah, blah, blah. And I thought it was funny because we were losing horribly, and then all of a sudden everyone starts wanting to play as a team. We hold down 3 of the 4 points. We end up holding down all 4 points. Defending successfully, reviving our teammate. We're getting it down. The gap gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until it ended up being tied. And I'm like, there's no way. He's like, I was joking about that. So me and him are laughing our asses off as we're protecting 3 out of the 4, if not all 4 points. And the final score ended up being 50-something to 0, and we won. The team just sort of collapsed. And if I would have rage quitted because the team was just holding us down horribly, not getting any kills, not getting any points, that would have never happened. And I was really pissed that I wasn't recording to get that sort of comeback on record. But that's definitely reason one why I wouldn't rage quit, because you never, like he says, like Drifter says, like I'm sort of saying now, is that you never know what's going to happen. Anything could happen in these type of games, especially Battlefield. And now, game number 2. This happened, I'm going to remember the day because this is the day that I made, 3 new friends on Battlefield. And we're playing on my server, Carg Island, once again. It was getting sort of late. I knew it was going to end up being my last game. And we're playing like a legit squad. The rest of the team isn't. They're just kind of like, fucking around. It's like me and my squad are top 4 of the leaderboard. One of them actually ended up quitting. The next person came in like halfway through the match anyway, and they ended up getting up the not real high on the list, obviously, because we've had like 40 minutes worth of game time in there. So we're playing the first like quarter of the game. Me and this dude were dominating the airspace with the 2 jets. As soon as we legitly let them take off, the chopper and the jets. None of that vehicle shooting crap before they take off. I don't fucking allow that. That's an insta ban on my books. When they take off, we take down the jets. We take down the choppers. Not letting anything overtake the air for more than a minute. As soon as they get up, we take that shit down. That's how we did it. So after about 5-10 minutes of this, the game ends up just starting to get out of hand. We're in the air, we're dominating the air, not letting air support for the enemy get up there, but then in the same case, we're losing points. We're not getting any points. There's no point of having me up in the air doing this crap when they're not doing anything to help defend and attack the points. So I end up getting out of the jet. I tried to jump into my friend's chopper, but that didn't end up working just because someone else spawned in on him. But I start to the ground. I get to the ground. Oh, so gonna interrupt this game once more time. Blue Greedo, I know you're not gonna watch this video. I know you probably don't even watch any sort of videos on YouTube about any of the Battlefield, but I'm gonna tell you, Blue Greedo, you pissed me the fuck off. I don't care what that scoreboard says. You killed me like 20 million times, and I hate you so much. That was my little rant. Back to my talk. So, as I was saying, the game started getting out of hand. We were losing by 100, 200 tickets, whatnot, when our friend left. Slowly started to accumulate back. Ended up getting within like 10, 15 tickets. Then it started to slip back out of our reach again. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but started losing the points, started not being able to hold any, not getting the kills, all that fun jazz sort of stuff. So, comes to the time where it's about 150 to 20 or 30 or something like that. It's starting to get out of hand. It really is. It's getting bad. And there's really nothing that we could have done. We finally got our full squad together, and this was just like, he made the comment because we were talking. It was like, oh, there's nowhere coming back. They got 3 points out of the 4. There's no way we can make a comeback. And me and my friend were interjecting. I'm like, nope, it is possible to make a comeback. I don't think we're doing it now, but it is definitely possible to come back from this. We've done worse. So we started working like a legit squad. And what I mean by that is, okay, say we got point A. I was like, okay, someone go to C, no one's at C. We're gonna, oh God, they're retaking B right now. All right, I'm gonna head down this way. You take left flank, you take right. We split up and we did it. We took out the enemy team and we got it down. Now, all in the while, the rest of the team isn't really doing anything. It's our squad that's getting all the flag captures, flag defends, the kills, basically that too. So it gets to where it's like 12 or 15 to just under 100. So it's seeming really sort of bad. Like, we can give up at any time right here. So we make the comment again. It's like, oh, it's possible. It gets down to about 10 to 60 something, and we still only have 1 point. When we drop to single digit tickets, we end up kicking it into high gear. We get those points down. We go into possession of all 4 points when it is now 3 to 50 something. And I'm just thinking to myself, I can't believe this is happening, and I don't have my Hopage recording. You have got to be fucking kidding me right now. So, it's getting closer and closer. People are trying to take the flag. We're defending it. Where, at this point, I switched to my assault class. 3 of our 4 teammates got assault. We're reviving each other. We're like, oh god, don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die. Alright, picked you up, get him, get him, get him. C's being overtaken by that. There's like 3 people in the building. They go to take it. We take the flag. People coming in from D side. We take that down. We rush over to D. We take the 4th point. 3 to... I die. I end up dying. No one around me. I had to... It was like, oh, damn, fuck. I gotta spawn. So I spawn 18 to 2. We go and take D. We have all 4 points. No, not 18 to 2. Like 30 to 2. We have all 4 points. It's like, we got this. This is actually going to happen right now. Then the nightmare happened. They end up starting taking B and C. It was like, shit. We got to do something about this. There's nothing we can do right now. They got a helicopter up in the air and we can't lose. I'm like, if you die, nobody spawn. Get the revive. If you can't get revived, don't respawn. Don't waste their tickets. And I got my shit on team so they can actually hear that. My friend Mark was like, oh, we got all points. We'll let them bleed. We'll let them bleed. Well, when they start taking B and C, there ain't nothing we could do. We got to go get those points back. We end up running through the silos part to B, trying to stay off the main road so we don't get seen. Their chopper, they hit a pole and ends up going down. My teammate behind me dies running through the last part of the silos. I'm lucky enough to turn around. They call it out to me. You know, oh, I just died behind you on your 6. That's what I love about teamwork. That's what I love about people having mics. Because then I could turn around. I shot them dead. Took out my defibrillator. Revived them. Boom. We still got 2 tickets left. None of our teammates are dying. This is incredible. We go to B. We start shouting out commands. Watch the right flank. Watch the right flank. Going around the buildings. We're taking them down. My friend Mark is still at D. He ends up getting taken down. It is 2 to 10. It is 2 to 10 at this point. He dies. He doesn't respawn. No one can get to him. We got 1 ticket left. Someone else respawn. It's like we got 1 ticket left. I'm like, don't respawn. So we're locking this down. I see the tickets bleed. 9, 8, 7, 6. It's getting down further and further. People are trying to bum rush B. We're barely holding on. We got 2 points. They got 1 point. One's in neutral. We got to get this point in order to bleed out the rest of their tickets. Otherwise, this has all been for nothing. Just shooting left and right. People are shooting at me. I'm like, oh shit, get down. I'm getting crossfire. I'm getting help from my teammates. And then I die. I go down. I'm like, oh damn, 1 ticket left. If I respawn, the game's over. I say, I'm not respawning. Come on, guys. You can do this. Watching the kill feed, I see one of our other teammates die. I'm like, oh god, don't respawn. Someone must have respawned. Something must have happened. We ended up losing. But the final score was 2 to 0. To come back from that sort of game, and it's I will say that was more impressive than the first game of that I talked about, of having that comeback and end up winning, having down by like 300, because that was at the end of the game. I mean, we fought pretty strong, both sides of the team. I mean, it wasn't like one team sort of just like faltered at the end. They just completely choked. No, we were both fighting hard. And, you know, at the very end, I hate to say the better team won, but you know what? That team really brought it together, you know? And I wish I was recording. I wish we would have won, but you know what? A game that ended like that, 2-0, to just from being down to our last 3 tickets, and they have almost 50, 60 tickets, and bring them back down to 2. That's just incredible. I don't care what game you're playing. That is incredible. You know, and that's my whole point of rage quitting. If I would have rage quitted on that, if I would have went to got off early to eat, that would have never happened. I would have never experienced that, and I would have been very, very, very sad about that. Now, when I was done about the rage quitting talk, getting a little tired, so I want to wrap this up very soon. It's getting into 25-minute mark, 26-minute mark here, so I want to end this as quickly as possible here. E3 was this week. Now, what happened with E3? Microsoft sucked. I'm sorry, I hate to say it. Halo was amazing. I'll give you guys that. Splinter Cell definitely was good, but Tomb Raider was also pretty good. But you know what? You should have saved one of those 2 for the end, because ending with Dance Game and Usher. What the fuck were you thinking, Microsoft? That just kind of like undid everything you did that E3. The best one, I may be a Sony guy, but Sony did okay with their press conference. Ubisoft did amazing. Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs that they revealed. I cannot wait for that. Watch Dogs look amazing. Looking forward to Assassin's Creed. Looking forward to The Last of Us that Sony did the gameplay reveal on. That game looks amazing. Everything looks. I was a little disappointed. I was hoping to see some. I was really hoping to see some Kingdom Hearts in there. Didn't see. I was hoping to see something about Army of Two. They did. I did hear that the game was going to have 4-player co-op, but nothing was announced there. The other game, Dead Space 3. That game looks amazing. The co-op portion that they designed, I can't wait. I can't wait to get, one of my friends, hoping they'll get Dead Space 3, get playing co-op with them. E3, I think, was amazing this year. A lot of good games, a lot of great shit. I don't even remember exactly what games I was hoping for, but I know Assassin's Creed 3 looked amazing. They did mention Black Ops 2, but I really wasn't all too excited about it. I don't think I'm getting it still. Assassin's Creed 3, Watch Dogs. I'm trying to do this from. I thought I would remember Dead Space 3. I thought I would remember, but turns out I really don't remember all that much anyway. Yeah, I really don't remember any more games there. So, I think in the end I'm just going to end up wrapping this up. Yeah, I think I'm just going to end up wrapping this up. I hope you guys enjoyed my talk about rage quitting and how you shouldn't do it. The only time that you should is if people on the other team are blatantly cheating. That's about, the only reason to. The only thing I can think of right there is if they're blatantly cheating. Or if the lag is too bad, because you never know what could happen. You could have an amazing comeback for a win, or just have the closest game that would give you a fucking heart attack. And my little bit of thoughts of E3. Was there a game that you guys wanted to see that they didn't touch upon? Was there a game that you really enjoyed seeing? That first little bit of gameplay got you excited, got you that little boner or whatnot. What was it that you were pumped for? What did you like seeing? What did you dislike seeing? Come on, guys, give me some details here. But gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna have to crisscross the video. Hope to get it down to roughly about this time. If I line it up perfectly, you'll see what I'm talking about right now. If not, I'm gonna spoil the ending for you. The reason why this was a game that I wanted to upload was because this game was like 45 minutes long, and the game wasn't even over. I ended up getting, I didn't end up getting kicked. My game completely froze. Oh, that's the one thing. That's the other thing I wanted to talk about. Battlefield 3 came out with 2 huge patches, and none of those notes touched on game freezing whatsoever. And it's like, why the fuck not? I know it was either Modern Warfare 3 or Black Ops that had this issue, game freezing under certain conditions. I know other games have. I've seen like patch notes for it. Games freezing when you do something, or the system just can't handle it or whatnot. And didn't do that with Assassin's Creed for me. It didn't do that with Modern Warfare 3. It's doing it only with Battlefield 3. I don't know what it is. It used to happen quite a few times after the game was over. As soon as it showed my initial scoreboard, or no, it didn't even show my scoreboard. It said if we won or lost, and then all of a sudden, bleh, nothing. If game froze, I had to hard reset the system. So after that little rant, yes, my system froze. I was pissed. I went to bed. The team ended up winning, which was good because we had a pretty good lead up to that point. But hope you guys enjoyed the commentary. Sorry to take up so much of your time, but I hope it was worth it. I hope you guys really enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed talking about this for you guys. And a little burp, sorry. I hope to see you guys in the very next video. So, peace out.